AC Infinity family. So this is my new product idea. So it would be a combination of these two products. And so this one does 3. It analyzes the fertility of the soil, the pH of the soil, and the temperature of the soil. And this one does the moisture. Okay. And the thing that so it'll be a 4-in-1, right? And as far as the actual probe, the length, if you guys can make one that is longer or optional, give different options, as far as the different lengths. Um, no coil wires if you're gonna add one, because these things are really annoying. Please, no coil wire. And if you guys gonna add one, make it that it's like you could detach it, either through USB or like the telephone input jacks. I don't have anything to give you an example, but yeah, but make it that you could detach it, and then you could swap it with a non-coil cable that is maybe 10-15 feet long. I don't know if there is gonna be the design with a wire, but if it's gonna be like this, all attached in one, then it's okay. It doesn't matter what the coil wire or not. So, like these two, they're pretty much the same length, if you can tell. And so we line them up. You see, and then we match the bottoms. And so pretty much they're not that long if you look at them and measure them with a ruler. Like this one is 5.5 inches, and this one is 6 inches. Okay, so if you guys can make one that is either 8 or optional, 10. I know 12 inches is a little bit too long. It will be like a pretty long probe. But on an average, when you look at the depth of the pots, it's usually 12 inches, a foot. So I mean, maybe an 8 inch or 10-inch long probe will be nice. Yeah, and another thing that is crucial is that at 1-inch markings on the probe, so when they take readings, they could take it by inches. Be 1 inch. What is the moisture of the soil at 1 inch, and then 2 inches, 3 inches. So like for example, right here, I went ahead and I marked them with my Sharpie, and I did it all the way down. But when I went ahead and I did the actual soil testing to see the soil moisture, and when I pulled it out, it had already erased it. So make it that it has something like this. You see, like this little white stuff, this little divider. But yeah, but in every 1 inch or something, or like a ruler, make these type of markings, into the actual probe, the total length. So then exactly what depth you're going at. 1 inch. So at 1 inch, the moisture is at this level. At 2 inches, the moisture level is at this level. At 3 inches, and that way exactly as you go throughout your different depths, until you reach the bottom, until you push in the probe and the meter all the way, and this reaches the topsoil, right? And then okay, so whatever the total length of the probe, whatever you guys decide to make, 8-inch, 10-inch, then at 10 inches, the maximum, then we're saturated, we're at 9, or whatever the numbers are gonna be, 5.8, So that's my product idea, you know. And ultimately having a back light LED. You know what I mean? Like so it backlits, you know, like either green, like neon green or blue or whatever's, but that the little LCD screen lights up. You know, it has a built-in little LED light. You know, so it illuminates it. You know, like in poor illuminated areas. You know, and if you have poor lighting in general, you know, so then you could actually see your reading. Like for example, like right here, look. Imagine if I have poor readings, and that's why. And luckily, I have this light, and I have the actual light on for the room, but it's pretty poor. So that's why I'm adding that as lighting, and even those, you know, and so yeah, so some type of backlighting, you know, so you can read your numbers, you know, without having to add supplemental lighting and stuff, you know. But yeah, so like for example, neither of these have the LCD screen backlit, so you won't be able to read. You see, and that's bad. So that's the perfect example. So if you had the backlit, you know, then I'll be able to read it. So those are my suggestions, and that's my overall new product development idea. A 4-in-1, um, a digital four-way analyzer, you know, by AC Infinity, and it will read the fertility, the pH, the temperature, and the moisture level. Okay, and do markings on, you know, permanent markings, you know, 1 inch, or just like a ruler, you know, with all the details, you know, just like a ruler, and you add all the little details, you know, so you know, like 1/4 inch, you know, 1/8 inch, or 1/16 inch. I mean, if you want to go into details, you know, like 1/16, 1/8, 1/4, ½ inch, 3/4, and so on and so on. But the point is, at least make them with the 1 inch markings minimum, the least, and make it a little bit longer than 6 inches if you can. 8, 10 maximum, like a ruler, 12. And maybe if it's something that folds into half, you know, like a probe that folds, you know, like for example, like that it folds. Like let me show you. Use this one as a stationary one. So like for example, you know how you want it pretty long, so something that folds, you know, that folds like this, that is attached here some way, and then it folds in, and then you could for easy storage. You know what I mean? So it won't take up too much space, right? Because I get it. Then you have this mean old package. So maybe that if you guys want to make that 12-inch probe, that you guys could, you know, fold it in and fold it out. You know, so then you guys have that total length. So those are my suggestions, but definitely make a longer probe, add some 1 inch markings, so you can get the different measurements at the different depths, and make it a backlit LED, and let's see, and make it I guess USB charge, that is chargeable through its USB, so it won't be like batteries, you know, so they could just charge it through the USB, and that it stores it stores the charge, that it doesn't, like if it's not in operation, that it doesn't de-energize, you know, because that's annoying. Like you charge something fully charged, and then you set it, and then you want to use it, you come back a couple days, couple weeks, and maybe a month. That's a little bit overkill. But let's just say you come back a month later, then you turn it on and it's dead. Like, it decharged itself. So something that it stores the charge, and it could charge itself through USB. You know, like it has a little USB port. You know, and then you could charge it, and it eliminates the whole purchasing and worrying about batteries. You know what I mean? So if you guys can eliminate that, that'll be awesome too. The whole battery situation, and just make it USB chargeable, or put a little solar cell, and make it that you could charge it through the sun, so then you could charge it that way, or you could do both, solar cell charging and USB, just in case you're in nature and you don't have like a plug, you're doing tests out in the forest, let's just say you go to the National Forest of Los Angeles and you want to take soil tests, you know there you go. And you don't have like those portable battery backups, you charge your cell phone and all that goodie. So those are my suggestions. It stores the charge, um, it's USB, and it's solar cell chargeable. It's a four-way digital analyzer, and maybe you guys can make it optional. Maybe do an analog one, like an analog meter. You know what I mean? Like, let me show you guys, for example. Um, right here, I have my stuff. So, like, you see, this is like an analog meter. You know what I mean? An electrical analog meter. Yes. Okay, so there you go. So that's my product idea. AC Infinity development product team and family. So hopefully you guys like it, and I think it's gonna be, it's crucial, for the grow community, you know, and yeah, because this is annoying that I had to make the markings, and then I can't get the complete soil depth of my pots. Like, it only reaches so far, you know, in. And yeah, so if you guys can please come up with something, that will work. And if you guys have any other questions, email me back or call me, and then we'll talk about it. Alright, everyone. Peace, love, and health. Avoid the stress, avoid the headaches. Make a tool that will make us a smarter, faster, more efficient gardener and grower overall. Alright, laters. Okay, AC Infinity family. So I went ahead and I got one of my meters. Keep in mind, remember, I am an electrician by trade. So let me give you an example. This one does have the option for the backlit LED screen. Okay. I'm gonna turn off my light, and then we're gonna see. Watch. We're gonna turn it, energize it, turn it on. And now I'm gonna press the button, and it's gonna turn on the list. There you go, bam. So you guys could do that. That'll be awesome to the meter that you guys are gonna make for the community, for the culture, and the industry. So there you go. That's what I wanted to show you guys. Make this optional. Include this into the meter. So if you work in dark places like this that is poor illuminated, no problemo. Look at this. So there you go. Hope I proved my point. Alright, laters. Okay, so as far as if you guys want to go with the route of making it with a coil wire or some type of wire, if it's not going to be a one piece, make this detachable. For example, like this. So be the meter, and so you disconnected and connected through here. So that will be through here, instead of being stationary or fixed. And this will be the sensor, the actual sensor, right? Which will be here instead of being fixed or permanent, right? And then you have the options of either, like I said, which I really do not like, but that's cool that they're making it optional, and detachable, right? So one end, the other end, one into the meter, one into the sensor, and then if you wanna, go the long way, now you use the long one, the non-coil. So if you guys want, you guys could give that option too with the meter, just like this light meter. Okay, so that's the like a visual, so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about, what I meant earlier on. Okay, so that's it.